Cowboy fans and YouTubers? It's that VA Dallas Cowboy fan coming back at you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. I make these videos for me and you, and they're a little therapeutic, you know, especially when you can get that breath off for a win finally. I mean, as I've said in my quite a few last couple videos, a win is a win, a loss is a loss. I'm not going to get too excited for anything anymore with this team. I mean, if it takes a highlight video from last year's highlights from Jason Garrett to get y'all motivated to do anything, that's not good as a team. I mean, y'all should have this kind of team effort the year through, not just when basically everybody's jobs are depending on it. But a win is the win, right? So we'll take it. The defense stepped their game up, even though, you know, that little coin toss controversy was DeMarcus Lawrence's fault, apparently. He tried to change it up with Dak at the last second for us to defer, and it messed up what he was going to say. So it ended up creating that little, mix-up between receiving the ball or kicking it off. So between him messing up Dak and Dak messing up the referees, that's what created that whole coin flip fiasco. I'm glad that the NFL corrected it, even though it wasn't that hard to do. I mean, the man did say that he wanted to kick to them and then go on defense first. And then, you know, he said, I will defer to them. Apparently, even though he said all these words in the official stickler rule book, if you don't say defer, then they're not going to understand what you're talking about, even though 99% of the time, you never hear anybody say defer in their freaking coin flips, which is ridiculous that these Cowboys are always getting screwed over rules or the strict letter of the law when nobody else does it and you say nothing. I mean, it's starting to get ridiculous that they make up these obscure rules all of a sudden to try and penalize us. Like, what in the world, man? And I bet you if the Rams were leading or blowing us out, I bet you that they'd have let them receive the toss just to make us look bad. But since we were already so far ahead, they went ahead and just gave us the coin toss, the second half kick. But it's starting to get ridiculous with referees this year and basically us, because we seem to goof on a bunch of stuff, and this is starting to get stupid. It's the end of the season. Y'all still goofing on basic stuff like a coin toss. But it is what it is. Blew them out 44-21. It's a great team effort all around. Aside from Kai Forbath's kickoffs going out of bounds, the man made all his field goals. I think there was a 50-yarder and two 40-yarders. 40 plus. He nailed them. Can't complain about that. He did a lot better than Brett Maher when you sitting up there trying to breathe every time the man shows up. Defense stepped their game up. Got some takeaways. Got some sacks. Sean Lee looked like vintage Sean Lee. And he had to, because apparently his backups, Luke Gifford, is out for the season with a fractured forearm. That's a dang shame. He finally got his chance to show up and lost in the first quarter. Same with his backup, Joe Thomas, injured himself. So it was basically General Lee and Jalen Smith the whole game. They had no other linebacker help. Corners played their butts off. The D-line played their butts off. Safeties, thankfully, we didn't even have to talk about them. Offense. That's how you click on offense. You sprinkle in a bunch of everything. We've seen trick plays. They tried to do basically anything to trick up the Rams, which is a far cry from all the stuff we used to do, especially against them in the playoffs last year. So it makes you kind of wonder who is really in control of the offense, because a lot of us vloggers and media heads say Garrett's hands are all over the offense. And apparently this is a make and break season for him, and he probably said, we're probably going to lose this game, do what you want. And he just let Kellen Moore open it up. And you saw what happens when he gets to open it up. Dak was running a little bit more. I understand he's trying not to do too much because he wants to get paid before getting hurt. And he's already dealing with the tip of his index finger on his throwing hand being messed up, and sprained wrist on his other hand. But he's still out there balling. Zeke showed up. He pounded the rock. He played with heart. Tony Pollard stepped his game up, complimented Zeke very well. The tight ends did a lot of damage because our wide receivers they were really quiet. I mean, all three of our top receivers got 22 yards total between three guys. I think Coop was like the only one who got the longest. That was like 15 yards. Witten turned back time with his one-handed touchdown reception. He is now one behind Dez Bryant for all time, 2 to take the lead. I don't think he'll get it this year, even though we more than likely will keep targeting him in the red zone. Blake Jarwin did his best. Let's see, offensive line bullied their defensive line. Darren Donald, you barely heard from the guy until it was basically game out of hand. Yeah, it was a great all-around team effort. Can't complain. It's great. We're 7-7, tied for first place. We got a half-game lead thanks to the tiebreaker. And now it comes down to next week, the Philly game. Everything's on the line, really. Whoever wins that will win the division. So if the Cowboys need a motivational pep talk or a highlight video or somebody to give them bulletin board material, so be it. As long as they get hype and play their butts off. Because you're not going to have the home crowd this game. You're going to go to Philly, and that Philly crowd is not going to be forgiven on either one of the teams if they're getting blown out or losing. So we'll see if they step up and finish this season strong, okay? So, yeah. Oh, yeah. The only other bit of news is that the Cowboys were actually gunning for Sean Payton before the 2019 season. And apparently he used this back channel dialogue to parlay himself into a new contract with the Saints. Now, that's kind of shady too, but, you know, he did what he had to do for himself. He doesn't want to leave New Orleans, and he's showing it. But you can see the writing on the wall was there for Jason Garrett if they tried to poach Sean Payton back in 2019 before the season started. So he's just a lame duck walking. Who knows who will be our new head coach? A lot of people have soured on Urban Meyer after he showed up in Washington, sitting next to Alex Smith. Like, dude, you're probably up for our job. But I guess the rumors that Jerry Jones did not talk to him is true if he's being courted by the Redskins right now too. Because Jerry, once you get anybody in Jerry's office, it's very rare that somebody walks away saying no. But that's all the bit of news right now. I don't know any other injuries, especially major ones that came out of that game. Everybody played well, relatively healthy, except for Luke Gifford. We enjoyed it. We did what we had to do finally. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. I hope you have a great Monday. It's a Victory Monday. Long time since we've said that. Thanks for watching the videos, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.